Taxes. It is tax season, the deadline approaching, and there's always so much information out there this time of year. We have an expert here, Rafael Tolino from the IRS, joining us with all sorts of little tidbits. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's always good to talk to you about many things when it comes to tax season, but this one was a big deal because we had a lot of changes, right? People were scared. They're going, I'm not going to get this much money back and all that. How did it pan out, or how has it panned out?
Well, for some, it's affecting us all in some way, shape, or form. And you're talking about the law that came along before Christmas 2017. It fundamentally changed taxes, really. Right. Going forward from 18 all the way through 2025, 26, we'll see what Congress does. In the meantime, people are seeing surprises, maybe a refund that's a little larger, a little smaller, maybe you owe, and that's because of all the provisions that are there for individuals and businesses that really change things quite a bit. That 1040 form still exists, but the 1040A and the EZ, those are gone. Okay. So, but most of us are using software anyway, but the bottom line is there's so many different modifications of taxes, of deductions and credits. It's affecting us all in some way, shape, or form. So as you get to doing them, if you haven't done them yet, do like everybody else is doing and e-file, choose direct deposit, do a paperless return. All those changes are done with the software holding your hand all the way through it to begin with, or if you're working with a tax professional, they're helping you through it and they're e-filing on your behalf.
I know, and people, do you think that some people get a little nervous about the technology? Well, I don't know, what if I mess something up? But it does literally walk you through.
Right, it handhelds everything. You know, the software really does. You really can do it yourself. A lot of folks just say, I don't care, I want to give it to my guy or gal, have them do it for, no problem there. But the bottom line is everything's done electronically these days. The software is updated with all the new changes and all that kind of a thing. Paperless returns, direct deposit refunds, that kind of thing. If you need help, you go online to irs.gov and get free help there. Free filing, for example. There's free filing in the community as well. Voluntary income tax assistance, speaking of free, I'm glad I mentioned that. Right. Anyway, so you can get free help online in the community, but certainly whatever you can do to get it done before April 15th. And if you owe or you think you owe, April 15th is still your deadline. If you need the extension, take that extension through October 15th, but still make a payment if you owe or you think you owe. That way you avoid penalties and interest that can accrue. If you can't full pay, no problem, pay something. Let's work it out over time, but do get that return if you have the requirement to file. A lot of folks don't have a requirement to file, but if you do, go ahead and get that return in, pay something, and let's work it out over time. And I felt, but I don't have very complicated tax, but I felt it was a little easier because where I felt like, oh, I really like to deduct all these, you know, things that I gave to charity and all the clothing donations. I didn't kind of have to do that this year. It was very simple. Because the standard deduction was doubled. Right. So if I wouldn't have even... As a taxpayer, and I'll say this as quickly as I can, you get a standard deduction based on your filing status. Single and married filing joint are most common. If that number, which is much bigger this year, is bigger than the Schedule A deductions, which is your charitable, your medical, your all the home interest, all that mortgage, then you take the standard. And so if you're giving money to a charity, like you said, you don't get the tax benefit in theory because that's where it goes in the Schedule A. If your standard's way up here, and even though you have a whole bunch of charity, you're really not getting a tax benefit for it in theory because your standard's so high. Make sense? Yes. But giving from your heart and giving to charity. No, it's worth to keep doing it because it's simple. Hey, I don't have to deduct, right? Okay, listen, go to the IRS website. irs.gov is the website. .gov, remember that part. There it is, right there. And thank you so much for coming on. That is the end all be all. Go there first. Okay, stay with us.